Welcome to the Golf Spotlight. I'm Ralph Irvin, and today we are coming to you from the headquarters of Toulon Design. We saw them at the PGA show earlier this year, and I'm pleased to be joined by the founder, Sean Toulon. Sean, thanks for inviting us over.
Oh, so great to have you here. Thanks for making the drive down. I know that was tough this morning.
It's worth it to see great golf clubs, and you know about great golf clubs. You've been in the industry for a long time and have helped develop a lot of great designs.
Yeah, I have. Gosh, I had just so much fun spending, all in over 20 years at TaylorMade, the last 16 as executive vice president in charge of all the product. So I look back at those years and just, fondly and think of all the incredible things that we did. We moved the needle in pretty much every category in a big way. So that's something that I'll always just, think of with a smile on my face.
And then you retired for all of a week before coming up with an idea to start Toulon Design. Where did that idea come from?
Well, I came home. I retired officially on the 1st of July, and I came home one night, and it was about the 5th or the 6th of July, and two of my boys said, "You're not really going to retire, I don't think, are you, Dad?" And I said, geez, I don't know. Why do you ask? Well, we have an idea. And they're my two boys, two of my three, said, "I think we've got something that would be a lot of fun to do." Okay, well, what would that be? A putter company that would bear our name. And so we really started to dig into it and look at the marketplace and try to figure out, is there a place for a putter company? Most people would say no. And I would say I would agree with that if you're going to be, another nice putter, because there's all kinds of really nice putters out there. But I think there's always room for something that's extraordinary. And our mantra here is performance-driven design. So we just look for performance and try to make these golf clubs so they're absolutely beautiful to look at. Putters are emotional for sure, so you need to look at it and say, oh my God, I want to hit a putt with that thing for sure. And we felt like we knew how to do that, but more importantly, we also knew that we could bring incredible technology to make the putters perform at a different level. And if that was going to cost more, which it does, we were okay with that. We were after making the best.
Well, let's start with where most putters start, and that's on the face.
Yeah.
They're completely milled individually.
Yep. So our process is very different than I think a lot of different processes are out there. So all of our putters are milled from a single block of 303 stainless steel. It's a wonderful material. But we were after a couple of different things. We wanted to improve the sound, improve the feel, but we also wanted to improve the roll. So your feel is really developed by what you hear from the moment of impact to your left ear. We started to get really curious about that, and we 25 different prototypes on just the Madison head alone to really develop different mill patterns and different face designs. It's really about the contact patch of the ball and the face, and taking that mini explosion that happens at impact and modulating what you hear to what we'd like you to hear, right? So if I can reduce what actually comes to your left ear, sound, frequency, and really the mode of all of that, I can really impact the experience of what you feel. So we started with all these different mill patterns. We got closer and closer and closer. And then, of all things, we got inspired by car tires, which you wouldn't think that would find its way into golf club design. But if you just see the way car tires, the engineers design the tread pattern, right? It's all to channel the water away and give you traction, right? Well, sound really travels the same way that water does, just fluid dynamics. So if we could develop a pattern on the face of the club that would channel sound away so it didn't get to your ear, we could begin to really create a different experience of how it felt. And lo and behold, as we started going more and deeper into tread patterns and just spreading the grooves that we had in there that create this diamond, it's called deep diamond mill, that diamond pattern, as we made that a little deeper and a little wider, magical things happened. So we got the feel, so golfers just loved it. So once we figured out how to make the sound quieter with this diamond shape, we went into each diamond and we put this little mini groove in there. Oh, wow. And that actually grabs the golf ball and creates this forward roll almost immediately for all golfers, right? So it really promotes this, not crazy out of control. And the mix between the sound and the feel and this roll that we got has just been, players, they love it.
And then how you build the putters and actually create them is maybe the most astounding part of the whole process.
Well, thank you for that, because there's just some things that happen to you as well. I got a call about 2 months into this from an 84-year-old man. His name is Dick Delacruz, and those of the listeners here that have been into golf will have heard of Dick's name. And Dick's got his name on I don't know how many different patents, but at one point he ran R&D in the same day for Cobra and Callaway. This was a few years ago, but this is one smart guy. Anyways, 84-year-old man, and he just said, "Hey, I love what you've done what you did at TaylorMade. I heard what you're doing. My passion is milled putters, finishing milled putters, engraving milled putters. I love everything about it." He comes in almost every day, mentors me, mentors my sons. But one of the things he taught us about was this technology called vacuum brazing. And it was a way for us so we mill our heads out of a solid block of 303 stainless steel. And the hosel the same, but we mill them in 2 separate pieces. What we've done is we've designed a library of 5 different heads, and we're developing over 10 different hosels. So we're going to be able to take a head and a hosel through this program this process called vacuum brazing. We inject into the head, it's pretty cool. So we inject into this little hosel bore liquid nickel, and then we take this hosel that we've machined separately, put it into the head, and then it goes into this oven. Close the door, it creates a vacuum. It gets heated at 1900 degrees for 4 hours, but what happens is the 2 pieces now become fused back into one. Okay. So now the integrity, there's no real weld, it becomes one piece again. Well, I can get that putter for a tour player in a week, right? Not in 6 weeks or 8 weeks or ever, right? And the experience is incredible. From an R&D standpoint, it lets us tinker in a way with new designs, new hosels, new shapes, new everything. Right. So quickly. So the amount of design and development that we can do, and the process and the timelines to do it is totally different. So it's a huge advantage.
Now, if people want to learn more about Toulon Design, see all the designs that you have, and see as you continue to grow, where can they get that information online?
So ToulonDesign.com is our website that we just launched. I think it's beautiful. I'd love to have the viewers go online and look at it. You'll see all of the things that we're talking about. You'll see all the models that we make and some of the options that you have. And then the 1st of May, we're going to open up the second part of our business, which is called Toulon Garage, where we're going to let people do what I just talked about. So if a tour player comes to us and said, "I want this hosel, this head, and I've configured this way with these sight lines and this finish," and there's a menu that you can pick from, and you can basically build your putter pick a player, just like a tour player would. It's pretty cool.
Sean, thanks for inviting us down, and thanks for letting us know about the new things going on here.
Ralph, thanks so much for coming. It's always great to see you. You've been great for so many years. Really appreciate it.
I want to thank Sean Toulon for joining us here on the Golf Spotlight. Join us next time as we continue to give you the information that you need for your next golf purchase.